Hello students, in the last class we have studied this keyword in Java. In today's class we will study one more important keyword, that is super keyword in Java. As we know, this keyword it is used to refer the current class object. Similar way, super keyword it is used to refer to the immediate parent class. So let's study about super keyword. Super keyword in Java is a reference variable which refers immediate parent class object. Now, to refer to the immediate parent class in inheritance relationship, the super keyword is used. Now, whenever we create an instance of subclass, an instance of parent class is implicitly created. So, whenever we create an object of subclass, an object of parent class is also implicitly created, and that is referred by the super reference variable, or that is referred by the super keyword. Now, for look at this diagram to understand this. If you look at this diagram, consider we have a class animal and we have a class dog, where class dog is inheriting class animal. And when we create an object of class dog, say obj dog, implicitly or automatically an object of animal class is also created, and that object can be referred by a word. The word is super. So using this super we can refer to the parent class. Remember, parent class of class dog. Obj underscore of dog refers to the class dog, whereas super refers to the super class of dog. Okay, let's come back to PPT. So there are many different usages of super keyword. So the usages of super keyword are: super can be used to refer immediate parent class instance variables. To refer to the parent class instance variables, we can use a super keyword. Even super can be used to invoke immediate parent class methods. Parent class methods can be invoked, called by using super keyword, and even super can be used to invoke immediate parent class constructor. To invoke constructor of a parent class also we can use super keyword. Okay, to understand this in a better way, let us look at one example based on super keyword. Okay, look at this example. We have a class animal with one variable. You can see the variable is color, having value white. Then one more class we are having, class dog, and this extends the animal class, means class dog inherits animal. Class dog also contains a variable color. See, there are two color variables now, one which belongs to class animal and one which belongs to dog class, and this color variable is having value black. So this color variable belongs to the superclass animal and this color belongs to child class dog. We have a method in the child class. The method is void print color, and in the system.out.println we are printing the color here. So we have passed color variable to println, that will print the value of color variable. Value of color variable is black. Now here one problem you may see, that when I say system.out.println color, which color will be displayed? Because we have two color variables, one from dog and one from animal. As dog is inheriting animal, even dog is having two color variables, one color variable having value white and another color variable having value black. But when I print the color variable, which color will be printed, or which color variable value it will display? Of course, it will display the value black, because the child class variable always overrides the parent class variable, and that is the reason when I simply print color, it will print color as black. That is the color variable from class dog. But suppose I don't want the color variable from the class child class dog to be printed. I want the color variable from animal class, its value has to be printed. What I can do? For that, we can use the keyword super. Now by using super keyword, we can access the instance variables of super class. So look at the second println statement here, how the color is accessed. When we say super dot color, this time it will not print the color black, but it will access the variable of a super class, and this will print the color as white. So super keyword, it is used to access the instance variables of super class. Okay, we have one more class here. This is our main class, where we have having main method, and here actually we have created an object of class dog, and by using that object we are calling the method print color. That is, this method print color is called. And when we call a print color, we are having these two statements. One is printing color and another is printing super dot color, that is super class's color. So first print statement will print black and second print statement will print white. So the output of this program you can see here in the right corner, it will print black and white. Okay, let me execute and show you the output. Okay, let us open Notepad. Okay, I have already copied the program. I'll paste it here. So this is our program. Let us save this. Okay, name is test super 1.java, because this class contains the main method. So save it. Program is saved. Let's open CMD to compile our program. Okay, let us go to F, where we have saved our program. Compile the program. Javac test super 1.java. Okay, there are errors because of some illegal characters, and these has happened because I have copied and pasted from Word. So I'll just remove the errors. Okay, I have typed the program again. So let us compile it. Javac test super 1.java and enter. This time it is compiled successfully. Let us execute. Now you can see it has printed black and white. Okay, so this is how a super keyword can be used to access the parent class instance variable. Same way, suppose if we have a constructor in the class parent as well as class child, and from the child class constructor we can access the constructor of a parent class. Okay, let me show you that also. So I'll create a constructor in the parent class. As I've said, constructor should have same name as the class. So this is the parent class constructor, and I'll put one printing statement system dot out dot print ln, I'll say super class constructor. So this is our super class constructor. Same way, I'll create a constructor in the child class as well. So the constructor, same name as class. So this is our child class constructor. I'll add one more statement. Instead of super, I'll say child class constructor. So okay, and whenever, as you know, when we create an object, the constructor is called. Here we are creating an object of dog, so dog d is equals to new dog. So here the constructor of class dog is called, and from this constructor we can call the constructor of animal as well. To call the constructor of animal or super class, what we have to do is we have to add a statement that is super and brackets, round brackets, and that should be the first statement in the constructor, remember. So when I say super from the child class constructor, here it will go to the parent class constructor and it will execute the parent class constructor, and again the control transferred to the child class, and the statements, remaining statements in the child class constructors are executed. Now let us see. First what I'll do is I'll just make this super as comment. Okay, let me go back to the program. Let me remove those comment lines. We are calling the super constructor from here. Let us compile and check the output. So this is our program, JavaC. Compile it, execute it. Now you can see how the output has been printed: super class constructor, child class constructor, then black and white. So when we create an object of dog, as I've said, it goes to constructor dog. From the constructor dog we have called super constructor, so it will go to animal constructor. Here it will first print super class constructor, and that is the reason we have super class constructor first. Then from here it comes back to dog constructor again, and it prints child class constructor, so we have child class constructor. And then from here the control is transferred back again to the main, and then it goes to the next statement, that is d dot print color. And when it comes to d print color method, it prints first color, that is black, and super dot color, the super classes color, which has value white. So this is how we can even call the constructor of a super class by using a super keyword. Now one more thing to note here, even if I remove this, it will automatically call the super class constructor, remember, because by default the compiler adds super constructor in every child class constructor, and that is added, or super calls the default constructor. See, every class has a default constructor which takes no arguments. Here we have defined our constructor which is taking no arguments, so we have overridden that default constructor. So every class, even if you do not refer to the keyword super in the subclass, if you look at the output, it remains same, because the compiler itself adds a super in the child class constructor. But if you have a parameterized constructor, say I am having a parameterized constructor, this is taking one string variable, string say str, and I'll just keep the comments. Okay, here we have removed the super keyword, and the constructor in the animal it is parameterized constructor, and if I compile the program here, now you can see it is generating an error. It is saying constructor animal in class animal cannot be applied to given types, required strings found, no arguments. Means whenever we call a dog constructor, from here the compiler automatically adds a super which takes no argument, and but super calls the super class constructor. But do we have a constructor in animal class which is taking no arguments? The answer is no, we do not have, and that is the reason it is generating an error. We haven't actually called the superclass constructor, but automatically the compiler calls the superclass constructor from the child class, and superclass constructor, it calls the default constructor which takes no arguments, but that constructor is not defined, and that is the reason it is generating an error message there. Suppose if I add one more constructor in the parent class, I'll add the default constructor which takes no arguments. Okay, so this is the default constructor which takes no arguments, and in this case you can see if I compile it now, it is compiled successfully. So from dog, compiler automatically adds a super. So compiler adds a super like this, and it calls the superclass constructor, that is animal, which is taking no arguments, and this particular constructor has no statement, so it will have no effect at all. So if you look at the output, it is printing child class constructor black and white. It is not printing parent class constructor, because from here the default constructor is called which has no output statement, and it is printing nothing. So from here again it is coming back and it is printing only child class constructor. Now suppose if you want to call the parent class constructor which has argument, or which is taking argument, that is the second constructor, then you can go for super keyword. You have to define a super keyword. So like this, I'll say super, and I'll pass a value that is hello, some value. Okay, I'll add that value also. It's a plus, so str. Now from here, okay, let us look at the output now. Okay, compile it and execute it. Now you can see it is printing superclass constructor hello and child class constructor. Now we have included super and we are passing a string here, so one argument we are passing. So from here it will call the constructor of superclass which is taking argument. So this is the constructor which is taking argument, and this will print superclass constructor and the value of str, and then again child class black and white. Okay, so this is how a super keyword can be used. So super keyword can be used to call the superclass instance variable. It can be used to call the superclass constructor, and it can even used to call the methods of superclass. So methods we haven't defined, but even the methods can be called by using super keyword. Okay, we will stop here today. That's it in today's session. Thank you.